episode of The Let's Factor. I know you guys have been waiting a really long time, but thank you for still staying with us. We have some new people and we have some veterans. So to my left, we have Mello. She is the designer and creator of Reason for Riot. We also have Tesha Ofelia. She's a brand new cast member. She is the designer for Closet Junkie, and they do faux fur fashions and vintage designs. We have from season 3 and 4, Miss Kaori Nik. She will be launching Afro Vegan Beauty really soon, so you can catch her on that. She also does makeup and special effects as well. Then, of course, we have Uzo. Yay, Forbes. She is one of the co-designers, co-founders of Stuzo Clothing. I'm sure everybody has seen them. If you haven't, go follow them now. We have Bianca from season 3 and 4. She's the owner of 3PMX Media, and they help with brand consulting. And she has a podcast called Selling with Soul. And then to my right, we have Aina Brei'yon, and shit, she does everything. So she is a producer. She is coming out with a cookbook. So follow her page, The Ugly Cook. But also, she just started a new show called Figure It Out. It comes on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. And of course, you have me, your host of Let's Factor and Being Luscious, and a new show called Two Boys in Love. Check all of those out. So let's go. All right, so first question. Says, as public figures, I'm sure people hit you up all the time on a romantic tip. How do you do with people letting it be known that they like you to those around them and you, but you don't reciprocate the feelings? Mello?
That's tough. This is a good first question. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult as a business owner and someone who actually still has a 9-to-5 in corporate. It's like I'm always still busy. Yeah. I normally say, y'all, I've been busy. And if I don't like you, I'll tell you. I'll definitely tell you.
Damn, how?
You have to tell them somehow straight up, because I've always been a sugarcoater. And it hasn't taken me in the best places because I'm really nice. So you always think I like you.
No.
You always think I like you. And it's just me being real.
All right, Tasha, how do you handle it?
Well, I usually leave their message unread. Wow.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Really
just unread. Then you don't have to do anything?
Yeah, I don't have to deal with it.
So Nick, as a public figure, I'm sure people hit you up all the time on like maybe on a romantic tip. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with it when they're going around letting me know that they like you to those around them and you, but you don't reciprocate the feelings?
You have to communicate that. However, if the person doesn't come to you, I'm not finna go get the person.
Okay. Gotcha. So
because they're telling other people. If they wanted me to know, they tell me.
Well, for me, I'm so oblivious most of the time when people like me, and you have to be really direct for me to get it. And then, but when I find out, I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. It's so sweet of you. Like, thank you. And if I'm not interested, it's kind of like, thank you. That makes me feel really good. I received that. Thank you. But I'm really not interested. That's really how I go.
Damn, it's not even like I'm married? Because
I mean, yeah. No. I mean, of course. But I don't use that as an excuse because, it's not because of, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. It's more like, if I'm not interested, I'm going to let you know.
Bianca, how about you?
I've had this issue in the past. If they're discussing it amongst other people, then I don't feel the need to address it, especially if I'm not interested. Now, if they come to me with some type of interest and I'm not interested, I'll just tell them no thank you, and I'll tell them why if they'd like to know. But currently I don't really have to deal with that.
Wait a minute, you'll tell them why? Like what? Who would you say to somebody? Like
not
you
my
cross eyes,
type.
I'm not interested. Like what?
Not my type, or I don't really like to deal with anybody that has dealt with anybody that I know personally. I mean, it just depends on the situation. But I'm not disrespectful about it at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Aina?
I just say I ain't no shit.
You just say what?
I ain't no shit.
Well, it says if they tell those around you or you. So
if they come to me, I tell them I'm not on shit. I'd rather be straight up, set the floor, give you a choice. If I ain't on shit, why would you want to entertain me? And I'm telling you I'm not on shit. Because if you're seeking interest and the connection is not there, and I'm being honest and I'm saying I ain't on shit. If you keep pursuing me, then that's up to you.
It sounds like a block over there.
This is the emoji for it.
Right. Wakanda for never. All right. I don't really have that problem. On my end, people be hitting me up about my cast member. So such and such, are they single? Or what about this person? And I'd be like, you 30-something. Why are you asking me about somebody else?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People just really ask me about literally all of y'all motherfuckers. And I'd be like, no, sorry, don't know. Ask them, because they're grown. Anyway, It says, how do you balance, next question was, how do you balance the time you need to spend with a significant other versus the time you spend building your brand? I feel like my girl doesn't understand the struggle of working for yourself. Mello?
You know, this is like for me right now, this question, but like real set time. I mean, we as business owners, we work on a schedule. So you know that date nights are needed. So you make sure that that time is allowed and you work around theirs as well. And I think that's really important. And that's what I try to do. Just make sure you make that time allowed. And I'm not trying to make you a business, help you understand, but you might understand what I'm dealing with as well. If I show you my calendar, we talk about it. But the importance, if we both know that we need time to, date and just keep the spark there, keep the relationship going, then I'll set a date.
Okay, Tesha?
Me, that is, if you don't understand that I'm trying to conduct my business, it's a turn off for me, because that's something I really feel like that's important to me in my life. So if I'm trying to make a life for us and it's going to pay, it's going to pay off in the long run, you should understand right now we may not be able to spend that time, but in the future we'll have it.
Nick?
I feel like in most situations like this, compassion comes first. Like, I have to be understanding that they need that time from me, and they have to be understanding that I got goals and shit. So as long as we meet somewhere in the middle, it works out. It should work out.
I got goals and shit.
Right.
That should be a t-shirt. I got goals and shit. Uzo, how do you balance the time you need to spend with a significant other versus building your brand? I feel like my girl doesn't understand the struggle of working for yourself.
The thing about it is, if you're building a brand, it's going to take a lot of time.
Right.
So if it's the right person to they will understand, and they'll be right next to you talking about, hey, what you need me to do, what we got to do, what we need so we can grow, So if you don't have that, if you feel like you have to choose, then maybe you should find someone else. Because at least in the beginning, because at some point you do have to find some time for yourself, because your relationships do suffer if you're not able to balance your time. But find someone. You don't need to find a ride or die, because we need to start riding and living. But find someone that understands what you're doing and supports it. So in that way, you grow together.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Bianca?
Yeah, it's very important to find a partner that is supportive in everything that you're doing, both professionally and personally. One of the things I'm grateful for is having a partner that has her own established business, and I have my own independently, but we both can come together and support each other. And that's one of the elements that I feel allows our relationship to thrive. So I feel like at the end of the day, if your partner is not understanding of you trying to prosper in your own setting, then that's just not the partner for you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I need us to be equally as busy. So we make time depending on when we feel like our creativity is suffering. That's when you need to take a break and find that quality time with your partner. But if you're not equally as busy as me, I don't want to deal with you, because I don't have a set schedule because of my business. Mine is more like whatever creative space. When I'm in a creative space, I have to create. So if you're my partner, you need to be equally as busy, and then we come together when we feel like, okay, now we have to take care of us.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The last person I dated had they were a social person in the city where they lived, and they had their own they were a club promoter, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not a club promoter, but this is Club Less Factor, you know what I'm saying? So and they would always be mad, oh, you're always socializing and talking to people. I'm like, that's what I do. I'm a people person because I connect with the people. And it was oh, how come you didn't introduce me to such and such? I don't know such and such's motherfucking name. You know what I mean? If you walk to me and they're like, hey, Eryn, and I'm like, hey, you, then you should know I don't know their name. Your job is to step in and be like, oh, and my name is, so then I can know what their name is too. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of partner I'm looking for when it comes to this. Because it's how motherfucker out? Shit, I don't know these 20,000 people following us. I know 200. That's it. I know 200 to 20,000. That's all I got. You know what I'm saying? If you can see this little, hey, that means I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So somebody asked, it said, for entrepreneurs, what is the most effective way to promote your business? Do you do social media? Do people still pass out flyers? And do you think that social media, does it really affect relationships? Because like, I know personally, I see all those posts like, oh, you know, if my girl asks me to delete my social media, then I'm gonna do that for my relationship. I'm not about that life. So do you think, what's the most effective way to promote your business? And does social media really affect relationships?
Okay, so promoting business, I love to do face-to-face. I love to do networking events, being in front of people. I love intimate spaces. So word of mouth for that answer. As far as relationship goes, social media ruins relationships because the generation today is more so about, you know, loving hip hop, basketball wives, X, Y, and Z. And it's more so fabricated. And they're tuned into that. It feeds them. And they look at social media and we're sharing these things. And it's just like a place to put like business, personal business. And I think that if your relationship isn't as solid, then yes, it will ruin it. You don't have that understanding.
Tesha?
Well, I feel that you shouldn't, if you have a business, you should not put your relationship on social media. I love to appear single. I've been in a relationship for a while and you would never see me post my girlfriend.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you for like 2 seconds. So with you, right? I see you out all the time. I had never saw your partner. Then you invited me to your New Year's party, so I went. I was in your house partying with my onesie on, and I went into the kitchen. I was like, oh, I saw somebody who I didn't know. I'm like, hey, my name is Eryn. What's your name? She was like, this is my house. So I need you not to be your ass motherfucking single. You got me caught up at your house, and I didn't even know.
I know. I remember you pulled me to the side about that. He was like, wait a minute.
I'm not saying I was trying to holler, but she came at me like, you in my house. I'm like, shit, I didn't know.
Shut up. No, I don't want to put my business on social media because we break up, then I gotta post like I broke up, and like I don't want to have to update nobody on shit. Like it's my business. But as far as networking, I always make sure I try to throw like a fashion event or a pop-up shop or something like once a year. If you wait too long, then, you know, you may be passing your train on by, but I do think you have to be consistent by doing something as far as networking. I don't think social media is enough at this point.
Nick?
Agreed. I don't think that social media is enough. We have to create experiences around our brand. So hosting little mixers and things like that, it's all about activation, really touching people. Or if you have a product, letting them experience the product. As far as the relationship piece, I don't do that.
You don't think social media affects relationships?
It does, and that's why I don't do that. And I was weird before I decided that I was iffy about putting my family out there because I'm super close to my mom and like my sister and my brother, and like I didn't want them to be out somewhere and somebody come in. You know, people are weird. Okay, they're weird. So I was like, ain't nobody needs to see pictures of my mama. It's weird. So now I'm a little more liberal with it. But as far as my relationship, again, I don't want to have to update people on what's going on because then it'd be like this beautiful story. You guys, you know, having all these lifelong experiences, and then you start posting in memes, and then like comments get weird, and then people like, oh shit, you broke up, and all the pictures are going all of a sudden. It's like, all right, no.
All the pictures are gone.
All the pictures like, where this bitch go? She died? Like what?
You don't have good with a cleanse.
The relationship died. The relationship died, honey.
Right, and then we have to wipe everything clean. I just don't agree with that.
No, nothing.
Uzo?
I think that social media, it's 2019 and they'll never, like the time that we're in right now, social media is free advertisement. I think that it's crucial that you have a social media presence because it's free advertisement. You don't have to pay for it right now. Right. Give it time, you know, so utilize it as much as you can to promote your brand because you can reach millions if you have the right packaging. So I definitely encourage that. Of course, still do things that you can that are more interactive. But I think social media is a great platform to promote yourself, your business, whatever you're trying to sell. As far as relationships and social media, I had a thing for a while with that, but like where it's like, I do think it affects relationships, having social media. But I feel like it's the person behind the screen that matters. It depends on how you feel about it, what it is that you're presenting. If you need social media for validation, then you don't really need to be putting your business out there. But if you are using it and you're at peace with who you are and you kind of know who you are, then you can use it to however you feel. But when it goes, you know, to the other side is like when you're using it for validation, you know? When you're seeking validation from other people, then it's a problem. So regardless of what relationship you have, if the relationship with yourself ain't good, it don't matter who the fuck you fucking, you know? So,
and that's validation on both sides.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So as far as an effective strategy for promoting your business, it depends on what type of product or service you're promoting, first and foremost, and you have a digital marketing aspect to it, and then you also have a non-traditional sales and marketing aspect to it as well. But shameless plug, I have a sales podcast called 3PMX Media Presents Selling with Soul. So there's a lot of different tips and strategies that you can listen to and find out on for your own. As far as social media affecting relationships, I know me personally, I am a private individual. I do post my partner, but social media does not affect any aspect of my relationship.
Okay. Hey, what about you?
I don't think social media, that's just like a light turning on by itself. Like, it has no power unless you give it power. So that depends on the people that's behind it. I know I've been in every situation where I didn't care to show my partner, but it was like a thing to, I'm with you, I'm the artist. So they looking at me like, okay, I'm gonna need the world to know who the hell you dating, because when you go out here and travel, I need them to know that you're taken. Like, as far but I never cared for it. You know what I mean? But as far as promoting, when it comes to your business, this is where I suffer. When it comes to the network and the isolation thing is very, very real. I'm still old school. Social media is like really not my thing, even though you probably can't tell. But it's not.
Sure can't.
I see like
They be like she went live. Like, video. I try my best. I really want to get out of this space that I'm in mentally when it comes to that, but it's not my thing. I still feel like your grind that got you to even start that business should be the exact same damn grind. That's before social media even came into existence.
So as professionals or entrepreneurs, next question is, do you find that you have to become more indifferent towards people because people are always approaching you in order to be successful? And if so, do you find it affects your ability to be vulnerable with your significant other?
I just won't do it. You probably do have to be, but I just won't do it.
Yeah, I'd have to say you're pretty motherfucking approachable, actually. She was like, I asked her a question, like, can you be on something such a show? I gave you my number, you don't never use it. I was like, oh, and I do now.
Yeah, she like to slide in DMs. I'm like, she got my number.
I don't know, I just feel like I don't get to really DM people, so I just be like, hey, DM, yeah. It'll always be business, though. Bianca, I'm so sorry.
Eryn is drunk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
You know my name.
Yes. She does.
Oh, I do. I love some Bianca. This is water now. Yes, Bianca Ariel, I do. I'm sorry.
So does starting your business cause me to be more indifferent? No, actually. I think that starting a business has allowed me to become more social and has allowed me to respect the opportunity to network with intelligent and hardworking individuals. I know in the past, prospering in a career setting, I didn't feel the need to do that. And in fact, because I'm in sales, I'm constantly talking to people that I don't necessarily want to be talking to or don't necessarily want to be talking to me. So in my private life, I prefer just not to be social at all. But in starting a business, I do find that I am connecting with more creative individuals, individuals with great ideas and different businesses. And that's the aspect that I enjoy the most.
For me, I feel so privileged to do the work that I do because I get to work in the queer community and I see queer people all the time. I'm only like, when I step outside of the queer community, I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. I'm going back in. I feel so privileged that I get to, so I'm like elated when I meet people because I get to like have conversations and people actually get to tell me about themselves. People who work for me, with me, they're just like me. There's not really like a format, like the standard format as far as a workspace that I like to exist in. So that's not my reality. So I'm really excited when I get to meet people. And the bigger we get, the more people we meet. And it's like every conversation for me, it's like I get high off that shit, you know. So it's amazing. Yeah, I feel really I feel like, you know, I'm living my dream.
I love that.
Thank you.
You
know, thank you. That's right. Wait, was there a second part to that? Because I think I want to answer that too. What was the second part?
The second part was, do you think that, I think the person is assuming that everybody's gonna be like, yeah, it makes me more indifferent. So it says, do you find that it affects your ability to be vulnerable with a significant other?
No, not at all. I feel like the more open I am, the more people I meet, the more in love with life I am. So my partner, my friends, everyone benefits, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick?
I want what she got. I want that to be fully submerged in your target market. Yes. Bitch, really?
Bitch, really?
Listen, it's beautiful. That shit is dope, man. It really is. I feel it. Yeah.
I think as far as being indifferent, like I'm in this really beautiful space where I'm transitioning into more veganism and more plant-based people and the animal cruelty people. Like it's a lot because there's not people that look like us in that community. So like being introverted isn't. My business can't flourish that way. So I have to be more high in order to have all these engagements all the time.
Okay. Tesha?
I don't know. I feel like prior to me starting my business, I was mean. And now I'm nice and I'm approachable and I love speaking to people, giving hugs and meeting people. So it allowed me to be a different person, just be a nice person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mello?
It doesn't really cause me to be indifferent. I mean, what you see is what you get. I mean, I haven't changed a bit. I haven't changed a bit as a person before I started my business till now. So, you know, that actually brought in like long-term friendships or whatever. They've seen me from the beginning till now. As far as being vulnerable in a relationship, I mean, not really.
No.
Not really.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not in a relationship.
Personally,
but I'm just saying vulnerability. I would, you know.
For me personally, like, I find I've had to be much nicer, actually. Indifferent is not even an option. Like, for this show, it's mostly all of you amazing people who sit on my cast, but it's also me selling my personality. So I find that I actually talk to more people than I would. Because I'm an asshole. I
don't think you're an asshole.
You're so sweet.
I think you're actually really nice.
I'm an asshole. Okay, I'm an asshole to people I don't know. I love you guys, so then I'm nice to you. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're nice.
But like literally, I'm more approachable than I was before I started the Less Factor. Because before I'd be like, I don't know you, next. And now it's like people walk up to me and they'll talk to me like, oh, like you touched my life, and I'm like, shit, me? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy the responses you get because people are engaged in what you're doing. Yeah. And so like I went to Atlanta Pride this past year, and this girl walked up to me and she was like, hi, Eryn. I'm like, hi, you. And then she told me her name, and then because I'm the only admin for Less Factor, like if you respond or DM or write a message, that's me. I respond to everything. And so this girl was like, I feel like you're such a genuine person. She's like, I started following your personal page after Less Factor. And she's like, I like you. And I feel like you're like a best friend that I've never met. Wow. And so she was like, I'm glad to meet you. She's like, because your energy matches that. Wow. So you can't be indifferent, I feel, because you have to engage people. Yeah, because people want to be engaged. They don't want some, you know, like, I don't have time for you. Because then they'd be like, I don't have time for you either. You know what I mean? So I'm actually more approachable than I was before I started the Less Factor. Last question of the episode. As anonymous as social media is, it's still connected to a person. She said, I get crazy DMs all the time. What's the most out of bounds or disrespectful DM you or your significant other has received?
I mean, I just get body parts all day.
All day?
Every day.
I don't get none of those.
Wow.
You can find them.
Right? Like, people really don't pay me no attention.
They don't say any words?
They just see me. They don't really see me. So they still get the impression that I'm attracted to certain things solely off how I look.
Have they not listened to none of your lyrics?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Bianca?
The most disrespectful DMs that I receive is probably from men. And not that...
Dick pics.
Yeah, not that I have anything... I mean, I dated men before, but I just feel like they automatically just want to disrespect or downgrade your relationship because you're with a woman, or they don't take it as seriously. And those I just choose to ignore. I just swipe, archive.
Okay. Uzo?
I don't know. I don't think I track that. Disrespectful DMs, because I don't really get them.
It says out of bounds or disrespectful. Like something just
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I get a lot of love in my inbox. I really do. I do, and it's like no, seriously. Like I get a lot of like positive stuff. I don't really get anything that I find disrespectful. I think that
ass, and you just view it as art.
well,
view it as art.
It's so beautiful. It's art.
It's so shaped, so subtle. No. I think that I mean, some things come in and I don't look at them if I don't really know you. In my personal page, if I don't know you, I don't really let's open stuff. So maybe there are some things that I haven't seen. But yeah, I wouldn't.
I haven't been blessed enough to get a dick pic.
I'm blessed.
I said I'm blessed. Dick pics. I like the male part. I don't take it, but I'm infatuated with the male part.
I'm
never forward them on.
Forward them over.
Don't forward those over here at all. Nick?
We're going places, ladies. Y'all are going places with this conversation. Okay. Unfortunately, I've received a male self-pleasing.
Oh my God.
Yes, it was terrible. You could have had it. You could have had it.
You could have had that shit.
It was. All you. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it. It was terrible. It was terrible. I'm still like, feel some type of way about it. Tasha?
Well, I've had dicks in my DM, but also PETA. I've had PETA because I do fur. PETA like shutting down my Instagram, sending me like meat and like saying eat meat, just all kind of like rude, disrespectful.
Did I not know you were both?
That's why I had to change that in my bio. I was like, damn, I just said
the main thing.
fur, and then I changed it. But yeah, it was horrible.
Vegans are crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Wait, she said, what you say? She's proving that they're crazy. Vegan. These motherfuckers angry.
No, they were. I was like, it's faux fur, but I bet you eat meat.
corporation.
Anything I said, they had like something else to say or rebuttal.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
That's wild.
Mello, have you received any out of bounds or disrespectful DMs?
Honestly, no.
No.
I feel like out of place right now. Okay, this is what I get. I get business people that come to me. I promoted myself as someone that's been in corporate, that's been a business professional. I haven't put a lot of personal stuff out there. I don't know what it is. Am I ugly? I don't fucking know. But I don't get. I'm being really serious, and that's cool. I mean, I don't want the dick pics. I don't want the exposing yourself. Period. But I've got nothing but professional and love as well. A lot of love and thank you for supporting.
That's awesome. Now, I definitely don't get any of that on my personal or the Less Factor page. The Less Factor, I think their demographics are 92% women and 9% men. Only disrespectful DM I ever got was some girl who was like, I love your show, but that host is terrible. Like, you should replace her. I would love to be the host. I'm like, clearly you don't know this is my show, bitch. So, but all I said was, thank you for watching, because you have to be nice. Thank you for watching and leaving a comment.
That's you being indifferent.
Right. Yeah, I'm like, you don't know if this is my show? But anyway, thank you for joining us for another episode of The Less Factor, and we will be right back with you. Make sure you follow all of these fabulous women and all of their businesses. Catch you next time.
At night when the lights go off, do you think about